As you can tell, I have brought many of my toys from the classroom. Remember Froggy? Aw, he's a cutie. He little head bobbles. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to jump into history, and we were talking about in chapter 10 when we left right before spring break, and we were working on chapter 10. We were talking about the Revolutionary War, or the War for Independence, same thing, just called different things. Anyway, so we had finished the chapter and we were going to start the chapter checkup. Typically, I would type out the questions for you and you just wrote the answers. You don't have that. You are using a handy dandy, well organized, neat piece of paper. You're writing your name, subject, date, yeah, name, subject, date, yeah, okay? Skip a line, and we're just going to write the answers. We're going to do 1 through 10 today. I'm not real sure that I need to help you on all of these. So what I would tell you to do is that, let's do 1 or 2. But you're going to have to do this on your own. You've highlighted the whole chapter as to what's necessary. Number 1, what King of England angered the colonists by taking away their rights as Englishmen? Okay, yes, it's King George, but King George the what? He was King George the Third. Okay, so all you would have to write, neatly, please, Juanito, neatly, King George Third. Yay, there it is. All right, if we go down here, I think number 8 is the one that I want to make sure that you answer both the first part and the second part, and we would probably, I would do it as 8 and then 8A. So number 8 says, how did the colonists respond when King George III tried to force them to accept the British tea? What'd they do? What'd they do? They snuck onto the ship, dressed as Indians, and they did what with the big old crates of tea? Smashed it and threw it, yes, overboard. What was that called? It was called the Boston Tea Party. You would have to answer for number 8. You could say, use your own words, but you can use mine. Smashed crates and threw overboard. All right. That's assuming that we know that it was on a ship, which is really the only way they could get items from England to America. So anyway, basically you are giving me the answers neatly and you are writing them down. You'll do 1 through 10, that's all I want you to do. But I do want you to go back through and skim through, I think it's like maybe 8 pages at the most. And I want you to go through, we're looking at the timeline, right? And I want you to go through the highlighted areas, including any of the new vocabulary, dates, or names that I need you to go through, all right? We had finished all of those comprehension checks. I do not know if they're in your 3-ring binder. They might be. But right now you're doing 1 through 10 and you're gonna get it done. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now the fun thing that we're gonna do, yay, language. Before I get into language though, we must talk about spelling. That doesn't make sense, does it? Must you ask me about spelling? Oh, that might work. Anyway, okay, so we are on chapter 28. So with your spelling, I am not requiring you to write them 3 times each. Oh, Miss Taylor, you're the best. But you still have to study them. So I don't know how you go about doing that. If your mama wants you to write them 3 times each, then you better write them 3 times each, all right? So, but we're only going to do, everyone, we're only going to do 1 through 10, and then you're going to be very familiar with the vocabulary 21 through 25. It's a total of 15. That's half of this lesson, okay? You can finish on page 32. It says spell it right. It wants you to circle the misspelled words and then write, the correct one. And then it's going to give you a little, what do you call it, decoding underneath. So, tomatoes, rhinestone, sentence, heroes, larynx, rhythm, camouflage, neatness, echoes, Montana, and then the abbreviation for Montana. Now, the vocabulary words, pessimist, a person who tends to see only the difficulties in life. A pessimist would be one that's negative, someone that you would call a half-empty glass person, okay? Optimist is a person who sees the bright side of things. They see the blessings in the middle of the hardships. They are the ones that are joyful because they know that God's in control. We all want to strive to be optimists, all right? Prompt, not one of my best qualities. However, prompt means on time. You're quick, you're there, ready. Number 24, counsel. A counsel is to advise you or give you advice. That's why attorneys at times, the judge will refer to them as counselors. It would be to counsel or to give advice, legal advice. Spherical, hard word to say, but think about a sphere. Okay, it's a shape like a ball or a globe, a sphere. Spherical. Lily, quit laughing. All right, so you'll need to know those first 10 spelling words, and then you will need to know the first 5 vocabulary words, and that's how we're going to complete spelling at half pace. Thursday, possibly Thursday, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do a spelling test. It may be that on Thursday you all have notebook paper ready and I'll call them out and you will write them down, and then your parents will take a picture of it and send it to me immediately. That's one way we can do it. Yes, you're on your best behavior. Yes, you're on the honor system. Sure, you could have the words right there while you're taking the test, but that'd be cheating. And why would you want to do that anyway? Okay? Anyway, so that's spelling. It's list 28, 1 through 10, then 21 through 25. No. Okay? Biscuit's about to get in trouble. Let's go on to language. I want you to turn to page 167. Yay for diagramming, it's my favorite. Okay, so when we're diagramming sentences, so much fun. We had left off where an adjective describes a noun or a pronoun. Dog, what kind of dog? Loud, not very bright, funny, fuzzy, gives kisses all the time. Okay, noun is dog, fuzzy, fluffy, barky, whatever adjectives you wanted to describe. So if you look, I'm on page 176, and we're going to do all of page 176. Now I'm going to do 1 or 2 with you, then you'll complete the rest on your own. This is also a picture. I would like a picture taken not only of the workbook page, but you'll have to use notebook paper to complete. So think A, it says on notebook paper, diagram the adjectives and the nouns. So they don't give us a full sentence. They just give us white, fleecy clouds. Okay, what's my noun? Clouds. So I would write the word clouds. And then the words that describe clouds would be white and fleecy. So I would put white and fleecy. So on your notebook paper, name, subject, date, yeah, okay. You would have your name, the subject is language, page 176. This is Think A, and this is number 1. All right, so what do you think number 2 would be? Who do I want to call on? Maybe Kellen. I haven't picked on Kellen for a little while. So Kellen, I am reading The Golden Sun. What word is my noun? Sun, yes. So sun, what kind of sun is it? Golden. What else? The. That's an article adjective, remember? So the bright, or no, golden. The golden sun. So you're going to write, so each one, you realize that it'll take a little bit of space, but don't scrunch them in there, just write. You'll have 1 through 6 that you're going to be doing on notebook paper. On Think B, they give you the whole, which is really cool, diagram. It has a rocket because there are 2, or a compound verb. It shows you the line that indicates the subject from the predicate, and then it also gives you lines for the adjectives that describe the noun. So let's look at Think B, number 1 together. So Kellen, it says, happy summer days came and went. My question to you would be, what came and went? Days, right. So days is my subject, it's my noun. What did days do? Days came and went. So my subject is days, my verbs are came, went, and they're joined by the conjunction and. So we're going to underline the word days once. We're going to underline the word came twice. We're going to underline the word went twice. And we're going to circle the and so we don't forget it is the conjunction. The next part is, what kind of days were they? Ah-ha-ha. Kellen, what were they? Yes, happy. And summer. So you're going to go through and you are going to complete the format that they gave you. So let me see if I can't draw it super quick. I don't know how neat it'll be, but we'll give it a shot. We know what our subject and our verbs are. We know what our adjective or adjectives is. So it looks something like that. Kind of crazy looking spaceship, but it's so cool to be able to pick out the parts of speech in a sentence. And that's why diagramming is so much fun, because you just put it all kinds of places. So what did we say, Kellen? Yes, days is my subject, and my verb was came, went. So subject verb, we'll do it first. Now I know that I have a compound predicate, so I need to write that conjunction right here, and the word is and. So we'll write that in there. Then you're going to tell me, or the words that the adjectives that describe the noun days. They were happy days, and they were summer days. So voila. You got to admit, come on, boys. This is fun stuff. I know it is. But Lydia's over there doing her little happy dance. Okay. So you have one more like that. And then Think C. They want you on notebook paper to diagram these sentences. Now what I would like to do is first, let's go through them. I'll ask you the questions so that you can mark subject, underline once, verbs, underline twice. If there's adjectives in the sentence, we're going to put the little arrow as to where or what word they are describing, okay? So again, we're on page 176. Think C. The silvery moon disappeared. Who or what moon? Who or what disappeared? The moon. What did the moon do? It disappeared. Subject is moon, disappeared's verb. What kind of moon? The and silvery. All right, number 2. A fierce tornado struck. We know all about that too well, don't we? All right, who or what struck? Tornado. What did the tornado do? It struck. Tornado subject, struck third. What kind of tornado was it? Number 3, the joyous crowd cheered and cheered, meaning they wouldn't hush. All right, who or what cheered and cheered? Crowd. So what did the crowd do? Cheered, circle the word and, cheered. So your subject, crowd, compound verb, cheered and cheered. What kind of crowd was it? Number 4, the old and majestic tree has fallen. Who or what has fallen? Tree. Underline tree one time. It's your subject. It's your noun. What has the tree done? Has fallen. That is your full verb. Okay? What kind of tree was it? It's actually 3 adjectives that describe this tree. The, old, majestic. You don't have to worry about and for right now. All right, number 6. Here we go. Several voyages have been made. Who or what have been made? Voyages. That's my subject. What's my verb? What did the voyages do? Have been made. That's your complete predicate or verbs, and you're going to underline them twice. What kind of voyages was it? How many? That's an adjective. Okay. Number 6, the fragile little violets were blooming. Look, Violet, you're in the sentence. But they're talking about a flower. But anyway, it's all good. It's got your name in there, right? Okay. So who or what were blooming? Violets. And what did violets do? Were blooming. So were blooming, underline twice, it's our verb. Violet is our subject. Now what are the adjectives there? Violet, if you can answer it. They were the violets, they were fragile violets, and they were little violets. Number 7, that old dilapidated house and the big barn were demolished. Who or what were demolished? House, barn. Underline house once. Circle the word and because it's conjoining, it's compound or it's joining our 2 subjects, house, barn. So I want you to underline house once. I want you to circle the word and. I want you to underline the word barn once. Okay? House and barn. What did they do? Who or what? They were demolished. Word demolish, you're underlining twice. Okay, now there's adjectives that describe house and there's adjectives that describe barn. What kind of house was it? That old, dilapidated. Dilapidated. Okay, you get it. There's 3 adjectives describing house. What about barn? Come on, Andy. I know you want a barn. What adjectives describe the barn? The barn, big barn. Very good. Once you finish that page, 176, I want you to take a picture of it and the diagramming and have your parents email it to me tonight before you go to bed. Love you guys. I've been praying for y'all. I miss you. And remember, we're going to Zoom meet on Thursday at 10 a.m. Love you. Bye.